lights up my mind. When oozed with rhythm, I feel cranked up, vibrationally aligned. I plug into circuits of jargon spoken with purpose. I cling to the school of fish that can effectively reveal how vibrant life is. What's up, y'all? My name is Britta. I go by Britta B, yeah, you know me. And I am a lyricist, an arts educator, a performer, and of course, a spoken word poet. Something that I love about poetry, specifically spoken word poetry, is that when someone's sharing it, you get to observe and watch that poet search for their voice. And you get to watch them find it in real time. I grew up in a dysfunctional household, and it had a great and often damaging effect on my inner monologue. However, it has encouraged me to redefine success as having meaningful and healthy relationships. In my work, I ask my students to focus on 3 of my favorite words: values, resilience, and legacy. Values, taking time to think about what is important to you. Resilience, taking time to reflect on what it is you're going through and what you have gone through. And of course, legacy, thinking about what it is that you do to help others carry on and carry through. I figure there's no better way than to send you home with some poetry of my own. Call her a rebel. To break the cycle of violence in her home, she writes poems. It allows her access to an attitude the ways of the world attempt to subtract from she. It's how she holds herself accountable for a future she won't be around to see. And looking back, it's easier to piece together the fractures of her family. Her poetry is her legacy. She uses her voice to disrupt structures of unkindness and brain freeze. Despite what you might think, a rebel does not go out looking for trouble. A rebel does not seek revenge. A rebel refuses to be subdued by any setback and searches deep inside for resilience. She believes we each have an influence on the quality of breath and self-respect the next generation has. However, no matter how much love a person receives, it only takes one act of unkindness to kill somebody. And she's seen how even the ion of unkindness compelled her parental guardians to become gargoyles. At first, it was just a few bad table manners, but eventually the table became a magnet for disaster. And without knowing no better, she began to believe that she had nothing important to become. She had lost all good feelings to come from, wishing herself so small. She wished herself missing. Until finally, a little voice erupted. And thankfully, she listened. What felt like a razor blade in her throat produced pages and waves that have made her rich in relationships. Having community to count on, respect her and check her, is how she's able to flourish despite adversity and odds against her. Having a rebellious nature doesn't make her a troublemaker. This rebel reveals regal reverence, writing rhymes to relieve resentment, recognizing we each have a fire in our chest, and yet we can't keep each other warm. Projecting vulnerabilities onto those we deem strange and poor, she resists the urge to become numb from doubt and reaches her hand of encouragement out. not always on time, but timely. Hey, when a rebel finally rolls through, it is not only her heart that cracks open, it is her voice. Yes, finally, when a rebel in you rolls through, ooh, when a rebel rolls through, it is not only your heart that cracks open, it is your voice.